Hi, the latest Tudor monarch to be a part of my Facts About series is Queen Mary I, daughter of King Henry VIII and Catherine of Aragon, and half-sister of King Edward VI and Queen Elizabeth I. Here are 21 interesting facts about this Tudor Queen regnant. Number 1. Mary was the result of Catherine of Aragon's fifth and penultimate pregnancy. She was born at Greenwich Palace on the 18th of February 1516. Number 2. Her godparents were Cardinal Thomas Wolsey, Catherine Courtenay, Countess of Devon, Margaret Pole, Countess of Salisbury, and Elizabeth Stafford, Duchess of Norfolk. Number 3. Margaret Pole acted as Mary's governess during her childhood. Number 4. Mary was described as a healthy, precocious child with a good appearance, but small for her age. Number 5. Mary was betrothed to rather a few boys and men during her life. At the age of 2, she was betrothed to Francis, the Dauphin of France. Then when she was 5, she was betrothed to Emperor Charles V. Then, when Charles chose to marry Isabella of Portugal, a treaty with France agreed that Mary would marry Francis I or his second son, Henry, Duke of Orleans. Number 6. Mary received an excellent education, and her mother, Catherine of Aragon, consulted the renowned humanist scholar Juan Luis Vives, and he wrote a programme of study for the princess. Number 7. In 1525, when Mary was 9, Henry VIII sent his daughter to Ludlow to preside over the Council of Wales and the Marches. Although she was never officially given the title Princess of Wales, her privy purse expenses show that she was presented with a leek by yeomen of the guard on St. David's Day in 1537, 1538 and 1544. Number 8. From puberty, and perhaps due to stress regarding the breakdown of her parents' relationship and her separation from her mother, Mary suffered bouts of ill health. Symptoms included headaches, abdominal pain, nausea, vomiting, menstrual problems, and bouts of depression or melancholia. Number 9. In 1535, when Mary was suffering ill treatment from her father due to her refusal to accept the annulment of her parents' marriage, her illegitimacy, and her father's supremacy, the Spanish ambassador Eustace Chapuis was working on a plan for Mary to escape from England by ship. Of course, it never happened. Number 10. In June 1536, members of her father's council tried to bully Mary into submitting to her father. They called her a traitress, and one of them said, were she his or any other man's daughter, he would beat her to death or strike her head against the wall until he made it as soft as a boiled apple. Awful. Number 11. In 1536, Chapuis, who feared that Mary could well be executed for her defiance, convinced Mary to submit to her father, reassuring her that the Emperor and Pope agreed to her doing so. Mary was welcomed back to court by her father following her submission. Number 12. Mary did not get on with her father's fifth wife, Catherine Howard, and Catherine threatened to remove 2 of Mary's maids as a punishment for not awarding her the same respect as she had Jane Seymour and Anne of Cleves. Number 13. In 1549, 2 years into her Protestant half-brother Edward VI's reign, Mary turned to her cousin Emperor Charles V for help to escape England and go into exile in his Catholic territories. In 1550, warships did arrive off the Essex coast to rescue her, but Mary changed her mind. Number 14. Mary had a rather volatile relationship with Edward. He'd banned the Catholic Mass and rosaries, but Mary defied him by continuing to celebrate the Mass in her household. And in March 1551, she rode through London with 50 knights and gentlemen before her and 70 gentlemen and ladies riding after her, all carrying rosaries. She was not going to compromise her faith in any way. Number 15. In July 1553, after the Royal Council had proclaimed Lady Jane Grey as Queen following Edward VI's death, Mary chose to fight for the throne. She rallied support in East Anglia, where she was proclaimed Queen, and she was proclaimed Queen in London 13 days after her brother's death. Number 16. Although Lady Jane Grey was condemned to death, it appeared that Mary wanted to be merciful, and it looked like Jane would be sent to her home, Bradgate Park in Leicestershire. However, Jane's outspoken opposition of Mary's religious policies and her father's involvement in Wyatt's rebellion led to Mary signing her death warrant. Number 17. Mary's husband, Philip II of Spain, was her cousin Emperor Charles V's son. The couple didn't actually spend much of their 4-year marriage together, as Philip was often away. Number 18. Mary's half-sister, Elizabeth I, is known for her speeches, her way with words. But Mary had the gift too. In February 1554, she gave a rousing speech at London's Guildhall to rally the citizens of London to her cause and to oppose the rebels of Wyatt's rebellion. She defended her plan to marry Philip of Spain as being beneficial to England and affirmed, "For I am already married to this commonweal and the faithful members of the same, the spousal ring whereof I have on my finger, which never hitherto was nor hereafter shall be left off, protesting unto you nothing to more acceptable to my heart, nor more answerable to my will, than your advancement in wealth and welfare, with the furtherance of God's glory." Contemporary John Proctor recorded that the Queen did wonderfully enamour the hearts of the hearers. Number 19. Mary is, of course, known for her persecution of Protestants. In total, 284 Protestants were executed during her reign. Number 20. Mary did achieve much, though, in her 5-year reign. Mary I's biographer, David Loades, noted her achievements as being that she strengthened the position of Parliament by using it for her religious settlement, she restored and strengthened the administrative structure of the church, and she maintained the navy and reformed the militia. Historian Linda Porter adds that her bravery put her on the throne and kept her there, so that when she died, she was able to bequeath to Elizabeth a precious legacy that is often overlooked. She had demonstrated that a woman could rule in her own right. And finally, number 21. Mary believed that she was pregnant twice. First, soon after her wedding in 1554, but the baby never came. And then in 1557, 1558, but she was actually dying instead. She died on the 17th of November 1558. Her Archbishop of Canterbury, Reginald Pole, died on the same day. And Mary, this is a bonus fact now, Mary shares a tomb with her half-sister Elizabeth I at Westminster Abbey, although only Elizabeth's effigy is featured on top. Thank you for joining me. So actually that turned out to be 22 facts really, because I threw in a bonus one there about her tomb. Thank you for joining me. You can subscribe to this channel by clicking round about there. You can hit the bell to be notified as my videos go live, and you can of course give me a like and leave me a comment. I'll see you very soon. Bye bye.